Peace and blessings to everyone. I want to first give a round of applause to all of you for our first day of the National Reparations Convention here in Washington, D.C. Give yourself a round of applause.
Everybody at Capital One Bank to immediately withdraw their deposit and shut their account down in the cause of justice and solidarity for the transatlantic slave trade. Bring your money out of this bank, and everybody black in this bank, quit your goddamn job and get the hell out of this goddamn bank. What do we want?
Reparations.
And when do we want it?
Now.
It says, a people without a vision perish. Listen to me. A people without a vision perish.
Come on, brother.
Reparations were paid to the former white slave owners to compensate them for the loss of their so-called property, us. We need to open up that casket.
That's right.
In doing so, I'm going to take my money out and show them that in doing this, protest does matters. And when you disrespect black money don't need your support.
To the concentration camps known as
erase us will continue perpetually into perpetuity unless specific directed redress or resources are targeted to intervene. Now, we did a lot of stuff on our own, and we can come out of this on our own also. But it's going to take a tremendous new consciousness.
And we are talking about a specific day to a specific group of people. It's old. It's not a handout. But I'll tell you what was a handout was that money they gave to them folks for the GI Bill and that free land they gave them white folks in the Homestead Act.
It is extremely important to understand that the modern reparations movement in the United States was originally conceived by the nationalist element as payment to a nation for war damages suffered by that nation from war conducted against it by colonial governments and their successor state governments, the federal government of the United States, and private entities enlisted to prosecute the war, including banks, insurance companies, and many others.
Let's respect those who respect us. That's right. The interest is always in the needs of the people. That's right.
More than 440 years up from slavery. More than 440 years up out of the Black Holocaust, which still exists today, but out of the former Holocaust of chattel slavery. In the reparations movement, we have had many conferences. In the Black liberation movement, we have had many conferences, and all of them have been necessary to get us to a certain stage. But now we have reached a stage in the reparations movement where we must have some action that will get us some traction, that will make and force the powers that be to bow to our demands.
Political science professor Andrew Hackett stated in his book, "Two nations, black and white, separate, hostile, and unequal. Your decisions are rendered all the more painful by the hypocrisy of it all. Since you are aware that even if you make every effort to conform, whites still will not accept you as one of their own. So to a far greater degree than for immigrants from other lands, it rests upon you to create your own identity."
Who is it that's involved in slavery?
Wells Fargo.
Who's got that slave money in this bank?
Wells Fargo.
Who?
Wells Fargo.
Who?
Wells Fargo.
Who's got their money in the Black Holocaust?
Wells Fargo.
Who is it that we trying to shut down?
Wells Fargo.
Who is it that we want our money withdrawn out of this bank from?
Wells Fargo.
Who?
Wells Fargo.
Who?
Wells Fargo.
Consider the Declaration on the Rights of Minorities. We conclude that we remain a lost people. While we are a people and not a minority in the United States, we are placed within the position of a minority. Thus, the United States government, with knowledge that the United States had denied us our identity for the past 400 years.
I'm here today to ask the United Nations for help. They are lynching us in Mississippi today. And it's every week we're finding a dead black body, legs, arms. And we feel like it's retaliation based on the Rankin County Goon Squad, the 6 white men that have gone to jail for the first time in history in Mississippi to charge white police officers with crimes such as the ones they did to Eddie Parker and Michael Jenkins.
You can't run around saying, if I see another George Floyd, I'm going to jump in. If I see another Eric Garner, I'm going to jump in, and your own brother getting taken down and you don't do nothing. See, we can't just be people that's so conscious that all we doing is going to spoken words and snapping fingers. We're going to need some soldiers that's on the ground.
The Honorable Silas Muhammad is reminding us. He's reminding us that in the Western Hemisphere, we are 250 million strong.
And under a West Abdullah presidency, we will have real reparations. We want to applaud the phenomenal work of Malik Zulu Shabazz, an Afro-descendant nation. Black Lives Matter Grassroots has joined the many days long reparations conference, National Reparations Conference, that's just wrapping up there in Washington, D.C., which we believe is just a beautiful sharing of ideas, sharing of commitment, but also doing the actual work. And
so now times have been a changing. And we're not dealing with the same America that we were dealing with before. Now, you're going to have to represent us all. We understand that. But it's our turn now. You can feel it in there, can't you?
As the history of black people at our best.
Yes, sir.
That's what this campaign is about. See, so when I think of foreign policy,
yes, sir,
I say America is an empire. I want to head the empire to dismantle the empire.
Go ahead.
I am an anti-imperialist. What does it mean to dismantle the empire when 62 sent my dear, magnificent vice presidential candidate and sister and comrade, fellow intellectual Dr. Melina Abdullah put it so well, the 62 cents that goes to the military for every dollar. So when it comes to war, we can find trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to schools, when it comes to safe neighborhoods, when it comes to education, we can't find a penny. That's warped priorities.
Yes, sir.
It shows that we living in an empire where 1% of the population own 90% of the wealth. 3 individuals have wealth equivalent to 50% of the citizens in the country. 160 million people have wealth equivalent to 3 people. That's spiritually sick.
For those who want to join the reparations movement and the coalition of the Afro-descendant nation, go to nationalreparationsconvention.com. nationalreparationsconvention.com or afrodescendant.org. afrodescendant.org. For those of you who are watching, for those of you who are here, for those of you who will watch, we want you to take this number, 1-877-506-2184. 1-877-506-2184 and text reparations into that number. Have your family text reparations into that number because you will participate in the national election, the national plebiscite or vote that will be delivered to the United Nations and the International Court of Justice, which is our formal vote amongst our people to tell the world and tell the other nations exactly what kind of reparations we want and under what identity that we will proceed under. That's 1-877-506-2184, the national plebiscite that is being sponsored by the Afro-descendant nation, and that's how you can link with this great, fast-growing movement.